Wolf, are you okay with me filming and recording this video?
Yes.
Then let me begin. My first question for you today is, how long have you been leading ceremonies?
Probably 25 years-ish.
Wow. That's amazing. My second question is, what is your favorite part about leading ceremonies?
There's nothing like witnessing with your own eyes, with my own eyes, witnessing people change right before my eyes. That is maybe the biggest part of what I love about ceremony and why I do it. To help people change their lives.
That's beautiful. My third question is, what is the importance of a Wopila ceremony?
Indigenous peoples are very non-materialistic people, and generosity is one of the values, core values, ethics, one of the core ethics. We live by codes of ethics. Those were the laws of nature that we live by. One of those codes of ethics is generosity. Wopila ceremony is a ceremony of giving thanks for medicine that has been received, or ceremony that has been received, and it's a way to express our gratitude.
Thank you. My fourth question is, could you describe the importance of smudging?
Smudging is a funny word. I don't know where it came from, or what it means. This question makes me want to look it up in the dictionary and see what it means. But I know some elders that don't like that word. They say it will smoke you down, clean you off, the smoke, And different peoples around the world, indigenous, non-indigenous, all spiritual, I don't know all, but many spiritual practices involve the burning of different sacred plants to cleanse and purify and clean, right? And even in church they used to do that with frankincense in the Catholic Church. But we use cedar, or we use sage, or we use all kinds of different plants. We use copal, palo santo, lavender, and these are about cleaning us off energetically. There's certain plants that we use to clean off the physical body. There's other plants that we use to clean off the emotional body, and there's other plants that we use to call spirits in. Sweetgrass is one of those plants that we use. It's not to clean, but to call spirit. I don't know that I would call burning sweetgrass. I don't know if I would call it smudging, but when I think of smudging, I think of cleaning, as opposed to invoking or calling. And it's so funny, this fairly young science called metaphysics, which is a beautiful science, and it's good. But it's interesting how, they say things like, oh, we discovered, that the sage, actually cleans the bacteria in the air and, clean. And it's like, oh, wow, well, we've known these things for thousands of years, But there's many practical reasons, not just, it's not just a spiritual thing, there's practicalities behind it, It does ward off sickness, and it does purify in many ways. So those are all important things. And, and smudging not just when you feel bad, but to get in a daily practice of smudging daily. Making that part of a daily practice or ritual. It helps us to expand and grow and stay connected and deepen in a relationship with that sacred plant, but with ourself and with the positive aspects of life.
I like that perspective a lot.
Oh.
Yeah, thank you. Could you describe the structure of an inipi ceremony, as in the purpose of each round?
Well, different people do it different ways, but the way I've been taught, the first round is about invoking, calling in the four directions, our ancestors, Great Spirit. It's a welcoming, invoking. It's the direction of the east, calling in the rising sun. It's the direction from where Spirit comes. The second round is the direction of the south. It's the youth, it's the fire, it's the heart, it's unconditional love. And in our ceremony, the second round is time to pray for the people, because the youth and the children, they don't see black, red, yellow, white. They don't see sexuality. They only see humanity. The children don't have prejudices, right? They don't have those conditioning. They have unconditional love. The youth, they have that unconditional love. So that's why in the second round, we pray for the people. And we pray not just for those we care about, but we pray for those that we're having difficulty with, or our enemies, as they say. And the third round is the direction of the west. It's the water. It's the emotional time in life, and it's the time when we're furthest away from the east gate, from where the Spirit comes, the rising sun. It's the setting sun, symbolized by the color black, and that is the round we pray for ourselves, because that's the round that we're in the dark. But the dark is not bad or evil. The dark is the great mystery. It's a part of creation, like day and night, summer and winter. None of those things are right or wrong or good or bad or evil. It's just all part of creation. But the dark doesn't necessarily feel good to some people. But anyway, in this third round, that's the medicine round, that's the doctoring round, that's the round we pray for ourselves. And then the fourth round is the direction of the north, and that's the elderly stage of life, that's the wisdom, and that's the round of gratitude. And that's how we do our ceremonies. Invoking, pray for the people, pray for yourself, give thanks. All ceremony, every day. Daily prayer, your daily ritual. Wake up in the morning and say, hello everybody, good morning. Thank you for being in my life. Today I'm thinking about my friend, my relative, blah, 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 blah. Help me be, more respectful today. Or help me to be more grateful today, or more humble today. Whatever that prayer is for yourself, more healthy. And then give thanks, That's how I always start my day. And I always end my day with that. Because the sweat lodge is not a place outside. It's a place inside.
I really my next question is, what is the purpose of offering tobacco, or the significance?
It's to keep things in balance. Short answer. It's to keep things in balance. Our dominant patriarchal Western society is really lacking in culture, and it's a individualistic mindset. You know, it's me. What do I need? How much money can I make? You know, take care of me. Have my own back. You know, it's that patriarchal mindset. In the old way, you know, we come from matriarchal society in which we all took care of each other. We all had each other's back, and the knowing we don't have eyes behind our head, we can't have our own back. We can't. We can't have our own back. And to be in a healthy relationship, you always give something in asking for something. You never just ask for something without giving something in return. It's to keep things in balance. And so offering tobacco to the tree that you want to ask for a part of its branch. You're giving something and not just taking. That's our relationship with the plants, the animals. You give something before you go on the hunt, right? You give something to the earth when you're working with the earth or the water. We always want to be in a healthy relationship. It's like with people. Also, you know, it's like you don't just say to somebody, hey, gimme, without giving something back, right? It's keeps the relationship healthy. And if it's not healthy, if it's not in balance, right, there's not an exchange, then the relationship will quickly, sour, right? And so offering tobacco, that's part of the reason. Like I said, this small answer, short answer. But tobacco, the medicine of tobacco is it opens doors to the spirit realm, and another one of its medicines is it grounds us. It's very grounding. So in our tradition, we're never reaching up toward spirit. We're calling spirit to be down here on earth with us. We are on earth. We belong here. We chose to be here. We are the guardians of the earth. We are the caretakers of the earth, and we want spirit to be with us.
That's beautiful, genuinely.
And tobacco is that's a big part of the reason why we use tobacco, because it opens the doors to the universe and it's grounding.
Thank you. Sure. How does making opaji work, and what does it include?
Okay, I think I kind of answered that.
Yeah, good point in the last one.
I mean, I think I've kind of, I think, already touched on that. You know, opaji is, well, as opposed to like wopila, opaji is giving something. It's like, why do we offer tobacco?
Right.
Well, when we offer tobacco, we're making opaji.
Good point.
So, making opaji is saying, I would like you to do this for me, and I have this that I want to offer in asking for your help. And it's offering of the colors, the 7 directions, fabric and tobacco. There's always tobacco involved, and sometimes people will put some sage or some cedar or some sweetgrass or some frogbacks. We call it frogbacks. Dinero, financial support. Sometimes people put those kinds of things in making that kind of an offering too. donation. And again, it's about, never asking for something without giving something. But it's also, Opaji is also, it's about making a commitment. It's saying, I want to do this. I want you to help me to do this. I want to ask you to help me to do this. And I'm committing to doing this, whatever that may be.
What is the importance of music in a ceremony? Long answer to that.
What is the importance of music in life?
True. Good answer.
I could say, I will say that, song and dance and music is one of the more powerful languages of spirit. It's one of the most potent ways to commune. And every song invokes a certain spirit. No matter what kind of music you're listening to, it's invoking an energy. It's invoking something. And all song originate from these shamanic culture. We all originate from some shamanic culture, right? We all originate from that. And song is how we used to commune with our ancestors, with Mother Earth, with Father Sky, with all aspects of nature. Singing to the buffalo spirit, or singing to the fire, or singing to the water, or singing to the stars, or singing to each other, I just showed you a video of being greeted by the native people in Central America, greeting those of us from North America, greeting us with song and dance. It's welcoming. That was a very traditional welcoming. I've been a part of that welcoming, that kind of a welcoming ceremony, only one or two other times, and the other times I was on the opposite end, welcoming the other people. It was the first time for me to be received that way. Oh, phew. And my teacher gave a teaching years ago that I haven't shared with people. And I was thinking about that a lot on this trip, being welcomed like that, being welcomed in a traditional way, which was a practice that was widely practiced amongst indigenous peoples that has been really lost in North America. People don't do that anymore. But the way I was taught by my teacher, he would say, if a warrior is coming to your house, you always greet them with a filled chanupa. Always greet with a filled pipe. And I did that for the first several years that I was walking this way. And every time I did it, every elder that I did that with always say, wow, I haven't seen this tradition in a long time. Wow, that's beautiful, that's good. But because I kept on getting this response over and over, I just kind of thought, well, maybe people don't do it anymore, so I stopped doing it. And I stopped sharing that teaching too. And now, while on this trip, I realized we really have to get outside of this white man's way of thinking and remember the old ways. We have to remember the old ways. When somebody comes from a long journey, you welcome them. That's the traditional thing to do.
I agree.
Yeah. That's the old way. That's the human thing to do.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a beautiful teaching.
Yeah.
For my next question I have, how is an Inipi lodge constructed? The physical structure.
with a lot of love,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of prayer,
Mm-hmm.
with a lot of respect and humility and humor,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of laughter. With saplings that are bent in a very specific way, which form the 8-pointed star,
Mm-hmm.
which symbolizes the first light of day, symbolizes wisdom. Covered in the old day with hides, buffalo hides, different hides, but today we use blankets to
Mm-hmm.
cover it. And that's the short answer. Yeah. And this summer, I think you'll have the chance to build one,
Really?
because I think we're going to probably rebuild this one.
Oh, good. Yeah. Oh, cool. Thank you. For my 10th and final question, I have: what is the significance of the medicine wheel?
Yeah. There is not a significance.
Mm-hmm.
There is no one significance. Because in the medicine wheel, everything that exists in the universe exists in the medicine wheel. All of creation is represented by the medicine wheel of life. And we speak about the 4 directions, but there's actually 7 directions.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think in some medicine wheels, maybe more than 7. But the simple East, I already covered this earlier.
Mm-hmm.
East is birth, and South is youth, and West is adult, and North is elder.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also the rising sun. It's the eagle. It's the sweet grass. It's the breath, or the breath of life. It's the wind, the east, the color yellow. The south is the youth. It's the fire. It's purity. It's unconditional love. It's physical. It's a very physical part of life, exploring this new body, and you know, it's curiosity. The animal is the cat, or the puma, mountain lion. The plant is sage of the south, the physical.
Mm-hmm.
Then the west is the adult stage. It's the dark. It's the black. It's the setting sun. It's the great mystery. It's the thunderbird. It's water. It's a time of responsibility. Ability to respond.
Mm-hmm.
Responsibility. It's the time, like the thunder beings are the givers and takers of life. And then when we enter that adult stage, we also have the ability to give or take life. Mm-hmm. Either choice has a consequence. And so that's why I say responsibility. The north is the elderly stage. It's the earth. It's the buffalo, or white buffalo specifically. It's what did I say? Oh, cedar is the plant of the west, and tobacco is the plant of the north. It's the wisdom. Wisdom is the essence of the north. And there's similarities with the elderly stage of life and the youth. You know, I've mentioned an animal and I've mentioned a plant in each of the directions. I've mentioned an element, a stage of life. But there's also the 4 seasons. There's 4 times of day. There's everything in the universe moves in 4s. That's why we'll always talk about the 4 directions. But the other 3 are down, Mother Earth, which is already represented by the north, you know. There's the up is Father Sky, his great spirit, which is already represented in the medicine wheel. But you know, we really want to honor these places. And then the 7th direction is inside. It's the center, which is we're always in the center. No matter where you are, you're in the center. The center is within all of us. It's the inside or the center. It's the direction of the ancestors. So, what is the significance of the medicine wheel? Its significance is all of life, and when you study the medicine wheel, you are studying how to be in the natural flow of life. And I've given just a few words, but you know, to study the medicine wheel, it just expands and expands and expands, and it takes a lifetime to understand the medicine wheel. I will not say I understand the medicine wheel. I still learn about it all the time. And it's one of my priorities to remain focused on studying the medicine wheel always. Never forget learning about that. And always revisit those teachings.
Thank you very much for this interview.
Oh my God, my honor.
For your wisdom and knowledge, and yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you. And let's do it again.
Yeah.